Hey, how's it going? This is Grant from AmericanEnglishWithGrant.com, here to help you gain the English skills you need to reach your personal and professional goals. This video is part 2 in my ongoing series on very common business English idioms and phrasal verbs. If you haven't watched part 1, you might want to check that out before you watch this. But in this video, I'm going to give you 5 more extremely common business English phrasal verbs. I'll explain exactly how to use them, give you some examples, and then at the end of the video, you can practice using these yourself. So make sure you watch all the way to the end. All right, the first idiom is get down to business. And this means to stop talking casually and to begin to discuss business topics. So this phrase is used as a transition, usually near the beginning of a meeting, when you're done talking about casual things and you're ready to discuss the meeting topics. So, for example, at the beginning of a meeting, all right, let's get down to business. Can everyone please pull out the financial statements I gave you earlier? To get something off the ground, this means to begin to develop something so it's no longer at the very beginning. You've made some process, you are not at the start anymore. A detail, this should be about a project, a task, a product, or sometimes if you're starting and building a company, it can be about a company as well. Here's an example. I think it makes sense to focus on one product at a time. Let's finish our smartphone prototype first. Once that project's off the ground, we can start working on our tablets. So here, once we've made some progress and development with our smartphones, then we can work on the tablets. Next, hands are tied. If your hands are tied, that means that you don't have the power or authority to act in a way you want. You must follow specific orders and policies, and usually you don't totally agree with them. So the detail, this phrase will always be about a person. For example, maybe a customer wants to get a refund, and you kind of think they deserve it, but you can't give it to them. You could say, I wish I could give you one, but unfortunately my hands are tied. I don't have the power to make that decision. We have a strict no refund policy. Next, if something is in full swing, that means that it is at peak activity or busyness. And this should describe a situation, a business, or possibly an activity. For example, winter is our most popular season by far, so production is in full swing right now. That would mean that your production activities are at the highest level. Finally, to learn the ropes. This idiom means to learn the basics or the fundamentals of something. Just that foundational knowledge that you need to understand and to do that thing correctly. And then to show a person the ropes, that would mean to teach the basics or fundamentals. For example, maybe you're explaining your company to a new coworker. You can say, if you aren't sure about anything, talk to Hyunsu. He's our lead developer and would be happy to show you the ropes, to teach you the basics and fundamentals of working here and doing this job. All right, now it is your turn to practice. This dialogue is me talking to one of my students. First, I'm casually explaining some background about my business, and then we start their actual lesson by discussing their upcoming interview. So read this dialogue, and for each blank, choose one of the idioms from this video. You can pause the video, and when you're ready to see the answers, you can click play. All right, here are your answers. It took a while to get my business off the ground, to get it developed and progressing. When I first started teaching, I really didn't understand how to run a business. But once I learned the ropes of marketing and sales, Once I learned the important fundamentals, my business started growing very quickly. Now things are really in full swing, at peak activity. I have over 35 active clients from all over the world and am making much more money than I did while teaching in Korea. In addition to the money, I also love the freedom and independence that comes with owning your own business. When I worked at a Korean hagwon, my hands were tied a lot of the time, and I had to just do what my bosses told me to. Anyway, let's get down to business. Let's start talking about your lesson. Do you know what questions they're going to ask you at the interview? Alright, that is all for this video. If this was helpful for you, make sure you check out my website where you can learn more about my premium English coaching, download my free Clear Confident English ebook, and check out tons of more professional English lessons on my blog. Thanks a lot for watching, have a great day, and I'll see you in the next video.